I watched my wife lean in too close to a stranger at a party, laughter spilling between them like a secret language, her hand resting on his arm just a second too long. I was halfway through my drink and halfway through convincing myself I was imagining things when she caught my eye, a glint of challenge in her smile. The music was loud, but not loud enough to drown out the sound of my pulse in my ears, and I told myself to trust her, to let her have her fun. But when she pulled him aside and they disappeared into the hallway, something inside me snapped. When she returned, she didn't bother to explain, just pressed a kiss to my cheek and whispered, "You'll meet him soon." 2 days later, she sat me down and said we needed a roommate to help with rent and that she'd already found someone. My stomach dropped when that same stranger walked through our front door, tossing his duffel bag onto our couch, grinning like he belonged here. She introduced us, her voice breezy, too casual, and I shook his hand, trying not to crush it. Every night after that, I watched them cook together, laugh together, inventing inside jokes in front of me like I was the outsider. I confronted her after a week, my words sharp and desperate, accusing her of bringing her lover under our roof. She didn't deny it, didn't even flinch, just stared at me with a strange mix of pity and something else, relief, maybe. She said I'd stopped seeing her years ago, that I'd become a ghost in my own home, and she needed someone who made her feel alive. The roommate stood behind her, silent, hands in his pockets, eyes fixed on the floor, and for the first time I realized how long I'd been looking at my marriage from the outside in, pretending not to notice the cracks. I packed a bag that night, but before I left, the roommate stopped me at the door. He handed me a folded note, her handwriting shaking and raw. She wrote that she'd invited him to push me into choosing, to fight for her, or finally walk away. I realized then that the betrayal wasn't just hers, it was mine too, for letting love rot while I watched from the sidelines. As the door closed behind me, I wondered if this was freedom or just another form of running away.